we're back.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
Now, I know it's been a while and I apologize. I know when I originally made that video, I said it might be 2 weeks, it might be 2 months, and we might be here like a while later than that. But I needed some time to deal with a few things. But now we're getting back into the saddle and we're getting back into it, baby. So here's the deal. I'm sure some of you are probably wondering, Connor, what the frick happened? You were there, things were good, they were trending well, and then you up and disappeared. I know, I'm sorry. I really do. And actually, like, you know, putting any kind of like jokes aside for a second, I really do appreciate all of you who've kind of stayed active in the community, who've reached out to check on me and see how things are going. And I've seen in other people's chats, people asking like, you know, when I'm coming back, when I have been around. I've kind of featured on a few things recently, and I do wholeheartedly and honestly appreciate all of you who have, you know, reached out to me during this time. But to give you kind of like a bit of a Cole's Notes version, just for the sake of transparency, I was dealing with a lot is the best way that I can frame it. I was dealing with some, I guess you could call it mental health issues. I don't generally consider myself as somebody who struggles with mental health issues, but I can definitely say at least at that time I was in a pretty dark place. I was dealing with financial issues. I was dealing with emotional and mental health issues, as well as some other issues going on in my family, with some other physical health issues that I needed to take care of. And just unfortunately, YouTube kind of fell to the back burner, and I needed to take a step back from content, and I needed to take a step back from what I was making so that I could work on those other parts of my life. That's it. I know it's not super flashy. Oh, I do want to answer this one though. For those of you who do know, I am married. If you haven't noticed the ring in a video before, I don't know how. I've never really hidden it, but I think that's still a surprise to some people, oddly enough. But no, I didn't get divorced, by the way. I felt bad for my wife because I felt like it came up in some of the comments and in some of the personal reach outs I've had from other like content creators, where people were wondering if my whole personal life was collapsing in that moment. No, not like that, at least. It was fine. We're fine. We're good. My wife and I are very happy. We're figuring things out in life together, and it's doing great. Okay. So no, I'm not divorced. I don't even know what she would take anyway. It's not like we've made any YouTube money yet at this point, but you know what? Who knows? But I wanted to make this video to just talk about what's kind of happening now and what's going to be going on moving forward. So on this channel, we're definitely still going to be doing some gacha related content and adjacent content. I'm definitely going to say I had still play a lot of these games regularly in my free time, like some sick freak. I still currently have 5 gacha games in my rotation here, and one like half gacha, we'll call it. Like, I've still been casually playing Nikkei, PGR, Honkai Star Rails, Endless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, and then, you know, Pokemon Pocket TCG, which is like kind of like a gacha when you think about it when you're opening packs, but yeah, whatever, I digress. So look, I still play these games. I've still been engaging in this space, and some of you may have even caught some of the podcasts that I've been able to feature on recently, and so I'm probably just gonna be around here, you know? I'm probably still gonna be doing content about what's going on in the space, and I think that's more so where I want to continue engaging with my content. Now, if any of you are longtime viewers who've stuck around as we've continued to change over the course of this channel, you know that when I started, I was a dedicated PGR guy. And even to this day, some people still kind of know me as a PGR guy because that's where I got my start. And I have no problems with that. I still play PGR and I still very much enjoy it. Chushukra is peak, by the way. But I think in the style of content that existed during that time, the really nitty-gritty daily content going into the inner workings of those games, of the characters, reviewing all the trailers, reactions, giving, you know, some light guides for new players and coming into a particular game, I just don't think that's the future of this channel. I don't see myself making new player guides for Wuthering Waves, for PGR, or whatever else it may be. Some people are probably gonna call me a frickin' tourist for this, but honestly, I don't even care. I just enjoy the gacha community overall, when it's like operating well, like some of the crazy toxic stuff really grinds my gears from time to time. But broadly speaking, I just enjoy engaging in the space and engaging in the content. And because I play so many of these different games, I just love the conversations and dialogue that are going on around it. Like, man, it feels like after I left, things really started to explode. And as of late, everybody's getting pissed off at Gotcha Smack for his latest take on the production quality and story quality of gacha games with like Honkai Star Rail. And like, you know, that's something I want to speak to. That's something that I want to be able to weigh in on and engage in that, because I think there is something still to offer there. And so that's going to kind of be the kind of future trajectory of the channel, is we're going to be exploring more kind of content like that. So if that's something you're interested in, I'm glad you're subscribed. I'm glad you're here. But if you're somebody who's here because you want me to stick with Wuthering Waves content or even some of the other newer content that I was doing with some of the green screen breakdowns, I'm not entirely sure that's going to be a regular occurrence. So if you're okay to kind of ride this train with me as we get back into content and continue to explore this space and talk about some of these ideas, that's great. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. But if that's not your cup of tea, that's not what you're here for, that's also okay. Maybe at some point we'll cross paths again in the future. I'm sure I'll probably catch you leaking. I'll probably catch you lurking in someone else's chat as we continue to engage in the space. I've got a lot of friends in the space now that, even though I've been away from content, have been willing to hang out with me. Willing, it feels like a poor choice of words, but like, kinda. I've got a lot of friends in the space now that I love hanging out with in my free time, not just for content, that I love to talk to and engage with, and I want to continue to do that. And hopefully you want to stick around for it. So I hope that kind of sums everything up. But if you have any lingering questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I can try and answer some of the questions there, and who knows, maybe there'll be a Q&A video. Should we do that? If this video gets 100 likes, I'll do a Q&A video, and so leave your questions in the comment section down below, and maybe we'll do a QA video if that's something you're interested in. If you don't want a QA video, like the video anyway, because that's helpful. I'm not gonna lie, it's weird sitting back in the saddle with the red blue lights behind me again, but you know what? Fresh cut grass, sweet crack at the bat. It's good to be back.